Solving proportions, well actually proportions, and then we'll talk about solving them and setting them up. For proportions, it's the sweetheart of a deal. We've already talked about proportions one time because we used them one time. So when you have a proportion that's two ratios that are equal or two fractions that are equal, you always set them up and do a sweetheart of a deal where you multiply the bottom times the top on one side and the bottom times the top on the other side. It's called the cross product, and if they are equal, they have to be equal. If they're equal here, then they have to be equal down here. That's the rule. So, in order to solve that, if you have a fraction equal to a fraction, you can get rid of your fractions by using the sweetheart of a deal or the cross product. And then you can continue to solve just like we've been doing on the other solving equations, just like before. So, when we have this and you need to get rid of your fractions, since we have a fraction equal to a fraction, it doesn't matter where your x is in here. Doesn't matter if it's on top or if it's on bottom or where it's at. You go ahead and you work it just like anything else. So if you have a fraction equal to a fraction, we do a sweetheart of a deal to get rid of our fraction. So we have 4 over 8 equals 5 over x. I can do my sweetheart of a deal as my way of getting rid of a fraction. So 4 times x is equal to 5 times 8. Over here I have 4x, over here I have 40. Now that I'm set up this way, I can go ahead and draw my line. I've gotten rid of my fraction. I mean, I could have drawn my line first, doesn't matter. Either way, gotten rid of my fraction. I have no letters over here. I have no numbers over here. I have no like terms. Moving on with my life. I don't have any parentheses. Keep on going, keep on trucking. And I'm left with dividing by the number in front of the letter. And I get x is equal to 10. And it's just that short. I mean, it's simple and easy to solve, just like before. There's nothing to stress about. You've been practicing solving equations for a little bit now. You're getting kind of good at it. You're wondering why it was ever so hard before. Yeah, I know you. It's all right. Here's one for you to try. The hardest part is the numbers are getting bigger. 12 times 15. I gotta pull out my handy dandy calculator on that one. 180. Ooh, look. My 9x is over here. That gives me a 9x on this side and 180 on this side. You know what? This is the perfect time for me to talk to you about something, and I ain't talked to you about it yet. You know, we got a letter over here and a number over there, and that is just not conducive. You're sitting here thinking I'm going to have to go minus 9x and move all this stuff around, and I don't like it and I don't want it. And isn't there an easier way? Can't I just divide by 9? Sure you can. I don't mind. Go ahead, divide by 9 on both sides. And you end up with x is equal to 20. And look, I wrote it on the left-hand side anyway. But there's a trick. When you got the letter on one side and you really want it on the other side and there ain't no other numbers and your life would be simpler if it was just on the other side. It's okay. You can flip it like a pancake. Huh? Yeah, you can flip it like a pancake. Flip it like a flip it like a pancake. Flip it like a pancake. Flip it like a pancake. That's what I do. Flip it, take your little spatula, you slide it up underneath, and you flip it over like a pancake. So from right here, we take the 9x, and we get equals 180. Just flip it over like a pancake. Flip it over. Just flip the whole thing over like a pancake. Just flip it over like a pancake. It's okay. Ain't nothing going to change. You get the exact same thing. It looks just as pretty. Flip it over like a pancake. It don't matter. If there were an inequality here, flip that over too. Flip it over like a pancake. It's okay. Everything's fine. Flip it over like a pancake. Just flip the whole thing over like a pancake. Whatever's on this side, you write on that side. Whatever's on this side, you write on that side. Flip the whole thing over like a pancake. Flip it over like a pancake. Flip it. It's okay. You can do that. Ain't nothing wrong with doing that. Flip it over like a pancake. It's okay. So then I can divide this side by 9 and that side by 9, and you get to x equals 20. Ain't nobody scared. It's okay. Everything's okay. They got this solid application using a proportion, and they wanted to give you a bunch of these rules, and you didn't want them. I'm just being honest with you. You didn't want them. What you wanted to know is, where do I put these numbers? You use the units to help you set up where the numbers go. They're going to give you units because it's a proportion. They're going to tell you. They're going to tell you the units, and that units will tell you. You put the same units either in the same fraction or both on top or both on bottom. Group the same units together. So either the bikes go on top, cars go on bottom. Or bikes go over here, cars go over here. Doesn't matter which way you do it. Just you decide which ones you want where, but you gotta group them together. Bikes go here, bikes go here. Doesn't matter which one, you get to pick, but you've got to pick. They've either got to go both on top, both on bottom, both in this fraction, or both in that fraction. But you get to pick, but you got to be the one to pick it. That's the way you set it up. And then once you set it up, you get to solve it. It's up to you. We're going to do some. You're going to see what I'm talking about. It's okay. They want to know if this proportion is true or not. Well, we could check that by doing a little bit of sweetheart of a deal and finding out. So I multiply this away and we get 24. I multiply this away and we get 24. You know, they went ahead and wrote the equal sign. I'm just saying they shouldn't have wrote the equal sign. They got a little question mark they should put there. So here we write the 100, and here we write the 99, and that ain't right. It goes that way. Not true. Not true. 100 is greater than 99. It's not true. Here they want us to solve the proportion. So 8 times 5 is 40 equals 4x. Flip it like a pancake. 4x is equal to 40. Then I can divide by 4. X is equal to 10. Why is it always 10? Because it seems to me like we got like 10 of them that are 10. Anyway, this one. Look, they put that there to scare you. Did it work? Did that fraction scare you? Here, we get 1 times x is x equals. Over here, we get 12 times 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5 over 3. Does that scare you? I was just asking. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. But it shouldn't. Gotta multiply 12 times 3. We don't. That's not how you multiply. But since they're multiplied, the 3 can cancel out with the 12. And there's a 4 up there, and that gives you 20. So x is equal to 20. I mean, you could have stuck that in your calculator. Ain't no need to be scared. Let me show you what I mean down here. They have the quantity of concrete is based on the ratio of bags of cement to cubic yards of gravel. So we're talking about cement and gravel. One batch of concrete consists of 27 bags of cement mixed into 9 cubic yards of gravel. Sorry, this is cement. Cement. Now I chose to put my cement on top and my gravel on the bottom, which means on the other side, I'm going to have to put my cement on top and my gravel on the bottom. That's what it means. Doesn't matter which one they give me or which one they don't. I'm just going to have to put my cement on top and my gravel on the bottom. So over here, I'm going to have 15 bags of cement, which means my 15 is going to have to go on top. And my 5 of gravel. And they want to know, is this accurate or not? So if we did the sweetheart of a deal on it with 27 times 5, that gives me 135, and 9 times 15 also gives me 135. So yes, this is true. Now, somebody else might have said, let's do it a different way. Let's put my cement all on this side. Let's say we had 27 cement over 15 cement equals 9 gravel over 5 gravel. Notice that the 27 still matched up with the 9 because they were both on top, and the 15 still matched up with the 5 because they were both on bottom. You can't mix, match, and crisscross stuff. You only multiply that way. So when I go to multiply the 27 times the 5, notice I'm still multiplying those two numbers, and I'm still multiplying these two numbers. So it still works. I still get the 135 times the 135. So it still works. That's why it doesn't matter if you put the cement this away or if you put the cement that away. Doesn't matter if you put the gravel on the bottom or if you put the gravel on the top. If you put the cement on the bottom, if you put the cement on the top. You're still going to be multiplying the 15 times 9, 27 times 5. You're still going to get the 135 equals the 135. It's still going to work. That's the way proportions are. Now you know how to set them up if you were to need to. See you in the next section.